I'm back. This is an intro to the video I'm about to put up. It's taken days, not only of trying to figure out when to film. I'm finally trying to get it edited here as soon as I'm finished recording this. I had to wait for time for the project to finish doing its thing. All kinds of stuff. But anyway, I want to do an intro to say that this is a project I've been thinking of doing for a while, and I've seen this online. You can buy like a kit to put it together, or I think you can maybe buy it as a wreath. I'm not sure. As I said, I think I say somewhere later on here, I saw a garland similar to this in one of Alfie's vlogs last year, and scoured the internet for directions on how to dry whole oranges. There's all kinds of stuff for slices. I couldn't find a single thing about oranges either online or on YouTube. So through some trial and error, this is what I managed to figure out works. After 4 or 5 days, the oranges still really aren't 100% dry. They're dry enough to work with, but they can still easily be squished, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make sure they're going to dry okay while they're hanging on the wreath. And please don't mind my hair and my whole, it's been my day off. Done a lot of running around. But anyway, without further ado, to the video and the process and the final project, which isn't 100% final. I'd still like to buy a bow or some other kind of finishing to put on it, but I did get it done in time so that I could take a picture, put it in here, put it up here, and at least give you a final, result. Anyway, here we go. I will leave a link in the description to the video on how to make these little cinnamon ornament things. They're really cool. Here are the first orange slices I did a few weeks ago or so. They've gotten pretty brown. These are the ones I just did a week ago or so, maybe a little bit longer. This orange is one of the ones that I figured out how to do a better method than just the oven. I was able to keep the orange and not brown and overcooked. Don't think I'm going to use it, that was pretty hard. I thought about using apple slices out of these little Arkansas blacks, but never really got around to testing that out. Maybe next year I'll dry some and do that. Here are the basic ingredients that I used for the little applesauce cinnamon ornament things. Again, I'll leave that video in the description. Alright, so to prepare the oranges to dry, I just cut 6 slits in them, about as evenly as I could. Now, like I said, the first time I tried this on some oranges, I did it the same way I did the slices and just put them straight in the oven on a low heat for a while, but the rinds got so brown and they were so gross after a week or so. So I did a test run on one in the microwave, and used microwave and oven. Pretty good job. You can see the slits here. Don't have to go super deep, just so it makes for good decoration when they dry. Okay, now just squeeze out most of the juice. This is probably a little rough. I did a little bit better job on the others after I put the camera down, but loosen up the pulp, squeeze out some of the juice. Of course, put it back into shape because you don't want smushed flower shaped oranges. Now here's all the little oranges. Oh, and I used cuties, by the way, because big oranges would have been way too big. They're all sliced and somewhat back to their original shape. They will when they go soft, and I accidentally cut that one a little too far. Anyway, they will go a little soft in the microwave when they get hot. When I put them in the second and third time, I put them on their sides. I also try to keep them on their sides when I put them in the toaster oven later, and when they air dried, when they've been drying for the last 4 days. But when I recorded this to when I finished up the video and recording this narration today. So 2 minutes I did the first time, and I don't think I say, but later on I did it for another 2 minutes. Okay, well, Those oranges are in the microwave. I'm going to slice this last orange. I didn't have it to do last week, so they would have been all dry at the same time. But I think it'll be great to have a variety of the different colors of the drier ones, and then these, which will be the fresher ones, nice and bright. So I'm going to slice this up as many slices as I can. I'm going to go ahead and stick a few cloves in these. I didn't do these in the first ones because I knew that there was some clove in the mix for the little decorative ornaments I made out of the applesauce and stuff. But it makes the house smell good, and they look cool with the little cloves sticking in them. So I did 3 or 4 of them like this. And that's just what I'm doing here before I stick them in the oven. Get in there. There we go. This is probably going to be one of my longest videos. Hope it's not too boring for you guys. And there they are, all on the cutting board, ready to go in the oven. Well, toaster oven. My oven is broken. So I did manage to get a good 8 slices. It's kind of hard to cut that orange at the end, though, without squishing it out of shape a little bit. But it'll make the slices kind of wonky. But I did much better on this one than I did on my very first one. So you can line them. You can put them directly on the rack. They don't really drip too much. The whole oranges kind of did, though, and I forgive the toaster oven mess on the bottom. They did drip a little bit, but it wasn't anything huge. If you do use a regular oven, you can go ahead and put a tray or some foil underneath to keep it from going down onto your the bottom of your oven. So you just line them up carefully. This is the first time I did little end pieces, but I think they came out pretty cute to use. I should have done a few in the other ones. So I put it on low, under 200, about 175. This time I put it on all the way on keep warm, but I did it for half an hour and then turned them over. Okay, so I've taken the oranges out of the microwave after 2 minutes. Turn them all over. They are kind of hot and very juicy. I can't remember for sure. I know this should be teaching other people how to do it, but I believe it was another 2 minutes because I didn't want to do any hotter than that. I didn't want them to burn or anything in one spot. So I'm going to put them back in for another 2 minutes. Let's get these boys out of here. Look at that steam, and it smelled so good in here. I wish we did have radiators like they do in Europe, because I bet if I only did these halfway, let them dry out the rest of the way, draped over radiator surface. Wow. And there they were very hot and sticky. You can see all the juice in the plate. It's actually kind of bubbling a little bit in there. Yeah, I don't know if you quite see that. But I'm just going to let these sit. A little bit later, I'm going to put them on some newspaper and just leave them to soak up some of that juice before they go in the toaster oven. Alright, so it's been 30 minutes. They're still kind of juicy. They're not a whole lot different at this stage. So I'm going to turn them over. You can see the edge of that starting to dry out because it's real thin and it's just the rind. But anyway, turn them all over carefully. And then I'm going to put them back in for another 30 minutes. And then I believe I turn them over again and do them for another 30 minutes. Sometimes I would just kind of forget about them too, and I just let them stay in the warm oven until it cooled down. But I think all in all together, I ended up with probably close to 3 hours. I'm not for sure. Alright, this is after having them in there for, I believe, right at 2 hours. You can see part of it is already started to go clear, part of it still has a little bit extra juice in there. If I were going to be doing the wreath tonight or be using them to decorate with, I would do them until they were all clear. But I know that I've got a few days to wait, and so I'm going to leave them. You can see this one's mostly gummy with just a little bit clear on the edge. But they do look really cool. They remind me of stained glass. But anyway, I left them a little wetter like this because I know that I'm going to have to wait for the oranges to do the wreath. The first two I did, the other ones I did them a little bit longer, and I don't like how fast they dried out while they were sitting around. So this is what they should look like. And now I am putting the oranges into the toaster oven. Like I said, I put them on their side. I don't want them misshapen any more than they're already going to be. Now these took a lot longer. The only reason that I set that on 30 minutes is just so I wouldn't forget about them. But all told, the whole oranges like this you want to leave in at least 3 to 4 hours on 175 to 200 and rotate them, turn them over about every half an hour. And then they're going to have to sit out to dry for 3, 4, 5 days at least. I found them still a little bit too soft today. If you have the time, we could probably be a little bit better. That way the rind is still soft enough to use on the wire. So now that we have all the parts, let's start assembling. Now I'm going to attempt to drill a hole in the cinnamon stick so I can string it on the wreath as well. I just hope I don't drill a hole in the table. I didn't even think about that before I started. Ah, dang it. It broke. I mean, I know cinnamon is just like bark, technically, right? Let's do a bigger one. This will be my last step, I believe. I tried to drill. I wanted to put some star anise on there, but I just couldn't. Every time I tried to drill through the little center of them, they would break. So guess that's not going to be a thing. I've seen them on wreaths on Pinterest and stuff, but they must come in a kit pre-done or something. Oh, only a tiny mark on the table. Went all the way through. Not quite sure how many I need because I want to alternate these with the little applesauce things I made, which I made a ton of. Which I think I mostly made them. Oh, that's got a crack on the other side already. I made a ton of those in case I couldn't find any of these. In case Michael's was sold out of this set that came with a star anise, and I didn't want to have to try to saw cinnamon sticks into small pieces. There were also supposed to be dried either cranberries or rose hips or something in here. There was in the bag when I first saw the bags at Michael's a couple weeks ago, but this was the very last one when I bought it the other day. It seems to have none in it, which kind of stinks. But anyway, I have now, I did some before. Get that out of the way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is an odd number, and I don't like odd numbers. And plus, if we're supposed to surround the oranges, I need an even number. Maybe. I still haven't figured out quite the method. Like, when I count them, how many is going to go where? How many cinnamon sticks per how many applesauce thingies? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do this last one. I'm going to do a last one. Then I will finally be back for the stringing of them. Because the oranges that I did in this video, it's now been at least 4 days. And I'm glad I left them a tiny bit damp and sticky because they are really dry. Not really dry, but they're definitely perfect. And I don't know. See you in a bit. I don't know when it stopped recording. This is what I have so far. I forgot the cinnamon sticks here. But I don't have a ton, so I might just do every other set with cinnamon sticks. I'm not sure. I'm trying to alternate between the brown ones and the good ones. Big ones, little ones. I don't even know. This is where my OCD is going to kill me. Dark orange. Oh, nope, I said I was going to do cinnamon stick in every other one. Cat hair, dog hair, one of the two. Probably dog. Oranges. Keep trying to find the center, at least as close as possible. What do you think? Alright, to save my recording and save some space, it's a nice sticky one. We'll do another nice sticky one next to that one. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this up without recording. And then, whoops, I will show you the completed project. Alright, well, here's the finished product. Up here where I will fasten it together is where I'll put a big red bow or something. Maybe green. Maybe some, not sisal rope, but that Raffida, I guess is what it's called. I don't know. But anyway, I can't hang it yet. I can't pick it up because the weight of it, this wire is way too thin. So I'm going to have to find a wire hanger, or I might have to get a metal wreath form from Michael's, but I didn't want to pay like $12 for something like that for no reason. I didn't even think about that. So when I pick it up, it just kind of looks like a big teardrop, and it squishes this bottom. This is one of the softer oranges. And I had to make it longer. I hit a little hinge in there, which doesn't help any either for keeping its shape. So that's the fail for the day. So whereas I did finish it, I failed at being able to hang it. I'm positive I don't have any wire hangers. So I guess I'm going to have to stop and look when I go to Menards later today for some light bulbs. If I do find anything, oh, don't mind them. If I do find anything later today, I will finish this up and finally get it posted. Don't mind the messy living room. Alright, so I was able to finally string it together. I didn't have to find a coat hanger. I managed to find a fly swatter wire that was on the kitchen counter. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why, but it served my purpose. Sorry about the crappy light. Can't do anything about the living room light reflecting in the door. And it's dark outside, so I can't get any natural light right now. I do have a picture I will post at the end. But I wanted to get some video footage in here to let you guys know that I did find something to do to get it round and not have all the compression on the bottom orange. Which actually, I put cinnamon sticks instead around every orange because this wire is bigger and it made it longer. So I ended up with the star and orange slices in the middle section. The cool thing about having the wire have a screw, or it was twisted together in certain spots, so some of the stuff is kind of fixed in place, which is cool, so it's not all pressing against the oranges that are still kind of soft. That one still looks a little squished. I'm not sure. I'll have to mess with it and see. But anyway, this is my almost final result. I want to go get a bow. I don't know if I'll get one tonight or some ribbon. Maybe it'll be cheaper. Nice big bow to hide that wire. In the picture, I had a little bit of pine needles, a couple of sprigs I had torn off the tree outside that I took the picture with. But I'm not going to keep it like that. And I don't know if this angle's any good. I never do the back of the camera because I can't see the back of the camera. But I wanted to be able to finish talking in one complete sentence. And can't find the switch to turn this stupid light I've been using as a light source. Because I still need to get good lights. But until... Ooh, that shadow's horrible. Anyway, this is me. Get ready to sign out. Until next time, not sure what I'm going to do next. I know I have plans to go up to Kansas City for Christmas to spend it with my mom. I'm taking Charlie with me, so I don't want to wait that long to give you guys another video though, so I don't know. I'll see you again, hopefully soon. Bye.